If you're not in the mood, you're not gonna do it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hi. Because I know you've been here before and you came back and I'm blushing or whatever. So, hello beautiful people of the internet. It is your girl here, Emmy. I'm your host, clearly, for today's Mercury series. First, before I go any further, you know what to do. You don't hit that subscribe button, because if you're gonna come back and I know you're coming back, why are you not subscribing? Because you know that helps me out, right? And after you subscribe, if you scroll down a little bit more in the description box, you will see an Etsy link. Yes, I said Etsy link. There are candles that are for sale. It is the holiday season. It is the winter. I know you're feeling cold. I know you're feeling the need to be cozied. I know you're trying to set the mood for your lovers, for your one night friends, okay? And what better way to do that with some lovely, beautifully scented, Emmy has picked out candles that are available for you for under $10. Help me out. Don't you see a girl out here trying to hustle? So, if self-care is the vibe that you're looking for, Emmy can provide. Hit the link. Hit the Etsy link. Sweet Tart candles are available in the link right below. Check them out. At least look at them. At least star the page. And at least thumbs up this video. Come on, work with me here. I take the time out of my day and read you. All I'm asking is for a thumbs up, a subscribe, a click on my Etsy link. Okay, now that I got that out the way, the Mercury series. Mercury, if you don't know what Mercury represents, Mercury is the planet of thought, communication. She is always in retrograde. I'm sure you've heard of a Mercury retrograde by now, but Mercury, she rules Virgo and Gemini, okay? Both very thought-oriented and mental stimulating, requiring signs. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It rules the mind. It's how you internalize things, how you think, the way you talk, how you learn. So if you're trying to understand how a person thinks and how to communicate with them, then you want to take a look at their Mercury sign. Just a refresher, the sun is your ego. Your moon is your emotional state, how you feel, how you find comfort. Your rising sign is how you are perceived, how you come off, and the way you look. Your Venus sign is how you love. Mars is how you go about things, your action, your drive. Mercury is how you think. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's move into the next sign. Okay, a Mercury and Cancer. Now, Mercury doesn't like to be in Cancer because Mercury is the planet of logic. Cancer is the opposite of logic. You use your emotions and your feelings as a way of thinking. You use how you feel to determine everything. What you're gonna do for the day. If you're not in the mood, you're not gonna do it, basically. Cancer, Mercury, the way you speak, you're very sweet. You're very kind. You're very considerate of people. I have a Cancer Mercury, by the way. I love us. I really do. We listen more than we talk. We're ruled by the moon, right? So we know, we're very intuitive people, and we kind of just like know what people need. Like, you know how to cheer a person up. You can just like tell like, oh, maybe if I bring this person a dessert, like maybe I bring this person some chocolate cake today, like it might like cheer them up. Or like, you know what you need? We need to go out tonight. You know what you need? We need to stay home tonight. And we're gonna watch a movie. And then they're gonna be like, oh man, I feel so bad. And you're like, I know. Cancer is that nurturing, motherly energy. It's the moon, okay? So it just like knows those motherly things of like how to nurture people, really. It's really what it is. Cheering you up, I think, is very like motherly and nurturing. Because of that intuitive thing, you're very sensitive of people's energies. You pick up on things. You can tell if someone's lying, not necessarily only through their words, but it could also just be like, you pay attention to like the energy when they're speaking, how they're speaking, the faces they're making when they're speaking. So it's like you can probably peep when someone's lying just because of your ability to like read in between the lines. Cancer is the I feel statement. Every sign has a I am, I think, You know, I believe, you are, I feel. So you are really good at like picking up people's tone, mannerism, body language. You never forget how people made you feel. So if somebody like made you feel like uncomfortable, then you're never really gonna like forget that somebody made you feel uncomfortable, and you're probably just like gonna be apprehensive of this person. And then like 5 months later, people are gonna be like, oh my god, like the guy was a creep, and you're like, I could have told you that. You're very empathetic, so you take on people's emotions. You are very sensitive to your environment. And I think this is something that I didn't really understand or realize until I moved to New York. I guess like the severity of how sensitive I am to my environment. Like when I first moved here, especially in the winter, and like learning how to do things that will occupy me and not give me seasonal depression, it really impacted me emotionally, and it really affected my mood in a very negative way. Just be mindful of that. Like, you know, and this could be everything. It could be, you know, it could be in a job, it could be friendships, it could be coworkers, it could be your sports team. But like, pay attention to that. Like, pay attention to the things that are in your environment that make you feel uncomfortable. It could be the gym that you go to. You want to feel safe. Safety is very important to you. You know, your environment really does impact that. Those are things that can throw you off from your ability of feeling grounded. And like, I think just like our sensitivity to our environment, and then like our need to feel comfort and like stability and safety, like find a way to be grounded, because having this in a place that affects your mental, Cancers have a way of really just like dwelling on things. You could also like fixate on what's not right. These exterior things can impact your mood, and then it'll cause you to really just like overthink and like just dwelling on it. Cancers, they dwell on the past and they overthink. So you might even like, let's say you made a mistake, or like you hurt someone's feelings like 3 weeks ago, and like you're still thinking about it, and you're like, oh my god, like this person may never like talk to me again because I like hurt their feelings. And it's like they didn't even think of it like that way. You're just very like conscious of like how you might make other people feel, probably because you feel like no one's really considering how they're making you feel, because we're such emotional people, and like we go through so many moods in an hour. I want to say, like, we operate off that I feel statement. A lot of people, like, we're so in touch with our emotions, but you have to remember, like, we live in a society that like just does not value emotions or even care for it. So it's like we're always thinking from and operating from an emotional side of things, or it's like intuitive side of things that a lot of people just like don't even acknowledge. So that could be where that disconnect comes from. Does that make sense? You even like to talk about emotional things, like I was saying, emotional topics. How do you feel? How does it make you feel? You know, what did you go through? Like, you really just want to get to know people, which is why like y'all get along with Scorpios so well, because they just want to like really just get to know people and talk to people on such a like deep soul level. So that's like, that goes nicely together. You like to connect people on an emotional level, like I just said. You listen to people very deeply, and you read in between the lines of what they're saying, what this experience was, how it made them feel. Like, you're really considering all these things, and you do want that in return. If you're watching this video and you're watching this and you're watching this because you want to understand somebody who has a Cancer Mercury, ask them how they're feeling. They'll love that. They're very thoughtful. Be thoughtful back. You'll gain their trust in that way. They want to feel safe with people, and like talking vulnerability and like talking about their emotions is one of the ways that they feel safe with people. So just do that and they'll love you. You may be a soft spoken. You may like just never want to yell. It depends on the rest of your chart, but like you just may be one that like, you may just be naturally just a quiet person. You could be introverted, come off shy, the way you speak. Mercury rules the way you like to learn and study things as well. So you probably enjoy learning about things that you have an emotional connection to. I can't really think about like what that would be in school. Maybe history, sex ed, hey. I don't know, it could be like creative writing, it could be painting, I don't know. Yeah, you just need emotional connection in topics that you're interested in. A con, I would say, for a Cancer Mercury, you know, the sensitivity, you taking things personally, I would say is definitely a con. Not catching the joke sometimes, because like, just like not catching the joke. I don't know what it is. like just not catching. When I say not catching the joke, I mean like it's not like, oh, it's like you just missed you missed the joke because like you take things literally. Literally is the word. You can snap when you're upset. It's just the crabs have the pinchers, so you know the moodiness and like just like snapping because you're in a bad mood, and it's like, and then you feel bad because you're like, oh my god, I didn't mean like to snap at you, I was just hungry. They can also be manipulative because they know how to appeal to people's emotions. So not necessarily gaslighting. I feel like Cancer men could probably gaslight, but I think it's more of just like appealing to the emotions in that way. I think that's definitely like an underdeveloped Cancer would do that. But yeah, I think as a Cancer Mercury, just really understand why you feel the way you feel before you speak. You can be very defensive and guarded, and you could take people who are very upfront the wrong way. But yeah, that does depend on the rest of your chart. Everything I said depends on the rest of your chart. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know if this resonated with you, if I forgot anything. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you're not. Duh. And I'll see you in my next video, which will be Leo. Okay, bye.